At first, I was just casually scrolling through the Let's Read Asia website when I came across a story with an interesting title. The title is The Princess with Golden Hair. The title itself sounds like a classic fairy tale, right? But what intrigued me was that it was written by Yamuna Parajuli Adhikari, an author from Nepal. I wanted to know what fairy tales from South Asia were like. Were they similar to the fairy tales we are familiar with from Europe? Or did they have different values? Let's see, guys. When I started reading, my first impression was that the story was warm but powerful. It's about Princess Sunkeshi, guys, who is described as not only beautiful but also kind-hearted and brave. She lived happily with her parents and the servants in the palace. But one day, when she went to the countryside, she encountered a monster. The monster was huge, terrifying, and wanted to kidnap her. The princess' guards tried to fight back, but they were trapped. Sunkeshi realized she couldn't just stand by. In a panic, she still thought quickly, grabbed some dirt and threw it at the monster, then pulled her guards away to escape. That was the first moment I felt, wow, this isn't a princess who just waits to be rescued. She's active, brave, and has a protective instinct. But it turns out the story doesn't end there. After returning to the palace, many princes came to propose to Sunkeshi, but none of them won her heart until finally one prince came along who made her fall in love. They fall in love with each other and decided to get married. However, in the days leading up to the wedding, the monster came back. He kidnapped Sunkeshi and took her to a dark cave. When she regained consciousness, Sunkeshi did not immediately cry or despair. She tried to remain calm, look around, and found a large sack nearby. Quickly, she threw the sack at the monster's head and ran away. I really like this part actually because it's how Sunkeshi through intelligence and bravery, guys. What do you think? Soon after, the soldiers arrived at the cave. They managed to capture the monster. The monster was frightened, then cried and sighed. "Forgive me, I won't do this again. I won't leave this cave again." Esta don't answer, and Sunkeshi, who saw this, did not feel hatred, but instead felt pity. So in the end, they did not kill the monster. It was only chained up temporarily, then released with the promise that it would not do evil again. And from there, guys, Sunkeshi returned to the palace. She living peacefully with her family and also with the prince. For me, this is the most interesting part of the story. Why? Because usually in fairy tales, monsters always die at the end. But here, the monster was given a chance to repent and change. There is a gentle but profound message that courage is important, but forgiveness is just as powerful. Don't you think, guys? feel that this story is simple, guys, but has a warm side to it. Sunkeshi is not a perfect princess, but a human being. She also feels fear but still acts wisely. She's hurt but remains compassionate. And after reading it, I started to think that sometimes strength isn't just about who can fight, but who can forgive without losing their vigilance. That's what makes the short story title Sunkeshi, the princess with golden hair, feel sweet and wise at the same time. It's a simple fairy tale, right? But it contains a small light about human kindness and courage. So I think that's all about my review in short story by Yamuna, Parajuli, Adhikari. And yep, I am Esta Ramadhani. Thank you very much for watching my review and see you in the next review, guys.